And good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to today's episode of the Law, News, and Laughter podcast. I'm expecting this one to be a fairly short, when I say short, I mean, we'll go as long as there's interest, shall we say. I'm acutely aware that I've managed to get myself... What the hell is going on with my camera? Why is that so... What the hell is with the lag and the delay on the camera? The hell? Wow, what is that about? Hang on. Give me a second, peeps. Just give me 1 second. Because that is just weird. So I'll pull the chat up there, so that's fine. What is going on with the camera? Studio mode, main camera, Camlink 4. That's fine. You got your camera drunk. No, I don't think so. Alright, so camera's disabled. Activating the camera. You know, I might just have to deal with it. I have no idea what the hell that's about, but it's too late for me to change anything. I mean, it could well be the fact that my RAM is being taken up by a thing of Brave that has like 50 tabs open. Hang on. How bad is it being chewed up? The streaming software is taking up 5 gigs of RAM. Brave's taking up 3. This shouldn't be an issue. I don't quite understand what the hell is going on. I mean, it could be worse. I'm not happy with it, but it could be worse. Maybe if I just close all those Brave tabs. Close that. Keep that one open. No, that's the old one. Don't need that. Close the after party. Airplane crash in Texas. Don't care about that either. Close that. Close that and come back to it, so that should free up a hell of a lot of RAM. So that should be okay. Although, I seem to have pieced out of something. Kick it like an old telly. I'm tempted. I am bloody tempted. It's not actually that bad on your end? Okay. It's more just I can see it because it looks like it's skipping every, I don't know, third or fourth frame. So it looks like it's very jerky to me. But anyway. How are we doing, peeps? I'm acutely aware that I'm currently up against Vice is doing the Unexplained, and Sean is also doing the Ethan Crumbley, the Jennifer Crumbley recap trial. So, I'll be honest, guys. I don't have a huge amount to talk about today, but I'm here to keep people entertained that want to be here, that want a little bit of difference. So, the main thing that I'm going to be talking about today is Torswats, the 17-year-old that's been arrested out of California for running a swatting for hire business. Now, admittedly, I've only got like 2 news articles to cover in relation to that, and we've got a few other things that I'm just going to like randomly look at. If we run out of time, I'm just going to start building a model. Honestly. Call it Retrovision. The Royal Rumble is tonight. Oh, is it? Oh, well, there you go. Learn something new. I don't actually... Did I have... I must have closed the Rumble chat before anyone posted because I'm a moron. Hang on. I've got to have the Rumble chat popped out in order for it to work with my streaming software, which means I need to pop that out and then I can close that. Okay, there we go. Also, I sent you something that's a 10-second clip, dying laughing every time I watch it. You should see it. You should use it for an intro. So he's a twat for hire? Yes, he was a twat for hire. Also, it's the lighting? Interesting. I don't know what's going on. Also, Vince retired. Want the story? No, that's all right. I saw that, and I'm pretty sure Vice has talked about it during his coverage of the lawsuit. So, watched you on replay last night on the way home. Watch Vice's on replay tonight on the way home. Oh, cheers, Brian. Appreciate it. And honestly, I appreciate everyone that watches on the replay just as much, because I realize that I might get anywhere between 50 to 100 people watching live. And then... Yeah, I know you sent it to him, Stingy. I was watching. Happened just as I ended the stream, yeah. What was I going to say? You know, I might get 50 to 100 people watching live, and then, you know, the views sort of trickle in as people do the replays, so, you know. Alright, where are we? Oh, I haven't introduced the number of fucks. Shit, I haven't got it on my main camera, that's why. So, people, I am adding something to the stream. Hang on, let me add it directly here. No, that's not what I want, so that's playing in my ear. There we go. Up here. Nope, over there. We officially have the Aussie Overlaw'd number of fucks counter. So, I've said it twice so far. So I'm keeping it up to you guys to keep me on track and keep me honest with that. Because every time I say fuck, that number goes up. So, I just thought that'd be a nice little interesting, go look at the clip and laugh. I'm gonna laugh, we're all gonna laugh. Okay, alright, well, look, I tell you what, Stingy, I will bring it up, we'll have a look at this 10-second clip, and see what, I should stay at 0. What's this, today in Florida? What the hell is this? Hang on. Hang on, and does this have audio? I don't think this has audio because the damn thing's screwed up. So theoretically, hopefully you're not hearing my voice twice. What the hell is this, Stingy?
Today is fine day in California. Huh?
The fuck is wrong with you, Stingy? Jesus Christ! I don't even know what to say to that. Like, you want us to get us to say it more? Well, you know, if it keeps people interested, that's the main thing. I have no idea what the hell that was. Why were you laughing so much? It's from Power Rangers? What? What, as in it's from, like, fucking, Super Sentai or something? What is... Okay. Anyway, let's get stuck into it, people. Welcome to today's episode of Lore, News, and Laughter. Okay, police arrest teen said to be linked to hundreds of swatting attacks. A California teen who allegedly used the handle Torswats to carry out a nationwide swatting campaign is being extradited to Florida to face felony charges, Wired has learned. Now, it's not just Wired, there are a couple of other places where they've reported on this. This is the guy that got, hang on, there was a list of people that we are aware of that they managed to get a hold of. Hang on, let me just... because I put it into a... Shit, I should have had this ready to go as well. God, I'm nice and, Oh God, remind me to smack someone up the side of the head for all the plane photos I post into side chat. So this guy is allegedly, and I will say allegedly here because it is still up in the air, allegedly one of the people suspected to be directly responsible for swattings of Marjorie Taylor Greene, Nick Rekieta, Mr. Mekator, and Ethan Ralph. Hundreds more. So, Ninja Sentai Kaka Ranger when Power Rangers went ninja in season 3. Huh. Uh, For more than a year, the United States FBI has been hunting the person whom experts say was one of the most prolific swatters in American history. Law enforcement now believes that they've finally arrested the person responsible. A 17-year-old from California is allegedly the swatter known as Torswats, according to sources familiar with the investigation. The teenager is currently in custody and awaiting extradition from California to Seminole County in Florida. The Florida State Attorney's Office tells Wired he's facing 4 felony counts. Seminole County, located in central Florida, had 2 high-profile swatting incidents within the last 12 months, including one targeting a mosque and the other targeting a courthouse. Todd Brown, a spokesperson for Florida's Office of the State Attorney in the 18th Circuit, confirmed the charges against the teen and his extradition. Brown says that he will be prosecuted as an adult under Florida law, as well he should. I maintain swatting attempts are murder attempts, because we know that the SWAT go in trigger happy. There have been people that have been killed in these circumstances. Okay? Whether it's a fake swatting or whether or not it's a swatting, like whether or not it's an actual thing is what I'm saying. It's an attempt on somebody's life. If you are lying, saying that someone is going to shoot their family so that the SWAT go in and attack them midstream or something like that, even if they're not on stream, even if it's just you're saying that you're lying and they're calling in to get SWAT or police to interfere with somebody, as far as I'm concerned, it's attempted murder. You are directly utilizing something else as a tool to end somebody, to put them in a position where you could end their life. Nikki Haley was just swatted. Are you serious? Hang on. Nikki Haley targeted in swatting incident over... Oh my god. Hang on, but was this recent or was this the December one? Authorities responded to a fake emergency at a South Carolina home of Republican candidate Nikki Haley last month, so it's December, after a man claimed to have shot a woman and threatened to harm himself at her home, according to town records obtained by Reuters. The previously unreported swatting incident is among a wave of violent threats, bomb scares, and other acts of intimidation against government officials, members of the judiciary, and election administrators since the 2020 election that have alarmed law enforcement ahead of this year's US presidential contest. Forbidden Rule's like, I didn't do it. If he did it, let Bubba and Ray Ray with him in prison. Where are we? Wide is withholding his name because he's a minor. But if this is in Florida, sunshine laws, something I just realized, I can look this up. Hang on. Because we know the courthouse, we know the circuit, Seminole County, Florida. Why did I not think to do this beforehand? Oh yeah, because I was late. You know the reason I was late? Because we decided to go to the supermarket. And I said to the wife, do you think an hour will be enough time? She said, yeah, that'll be plenty of time. I got back in the house 5 minutes past the hour. She said, oh yeah, we'll just be there for a half hour. We'll grab a couple of things, I'll grab a coffee and we'll be fine. An hour will be more than enough time. Where are we? Hang on. Seminole County Court. Okay, official records. Now, is this going to be one of the courthouses that are gay and don't let me in because I'm international, or will I be able to search the records? Search records. Hey, Mandy. And of course, I'm being a moron because I have everything on top chat. Don't be like me and don't be on top chat. I want Haley to stay in the race simply because it's she's the only one I'd play with. I want her to lose to Orange Man, but she is better looking than the rest. Oh, whim. Come on. Listen, learn, never trust a lady. Learning it. Property records, civil cases, criminal cases. There we go. Damn. Okay, so if I take out the misdemeanors, the municipal traffic infringements, clerk filing date. Hang on, when was he arrested? Doesn't say. Prior to this where are we? Teenager's arrest comes in the midst of a nationwide swatting surge. Swatting attacks typically involve someone calling in fake attacks to 911 in an attempt to solicit an overwhelming police response. Since Christmas, swatters have targeted the homes of prominent politicians from both parties, judges handling cases involving the former US President Donald Trump, and the director of US Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Prior to these high-profile swats, a relentless campaign from different potentially foreign swatting groups targeting hundreds of schools and universities across the US over the past year and a half. Last May, an officer in Danvers, Massachusetts, accidentally fired his service weapon while responding to a school swatting. Like I said, attempted murder. No, I'm going to say that that's not it. Let's try the 25th. It's annoying because I can't just search by what they did. Actually, it could take me days. Hang on. The annoying thing is I don't want to be a dickhead and have to, like, go over to the farms just to get his name. Okay, so that's the Vice's article from last year. So the can't swap me, motherfuckers. Detroit police won't show up for weeks at best. Is it retracted or redacted? In this case, it'd be redacted. Always play the woman, that's what I do. Fair enough. Because they knew about this dickhead in April last year. Shit. Okay, hang on. I'm reading that after we've done with this. I'll read the Vice article after I'm finished with the wide one. In February, an officer in Sangasaw Township in Michigan rammed his vehicle through the school's locked door to get inside the building following a swatting call. According to Florida State Attorney's Office, the charges against the California teenager include making false reports concerning planning a bomb or the use of firearms, causing a law enforcement response. All charges are described as related to acts of terrorism and showing prejudice based on race, color, ancestry, ethnicity, or religion. In private Telegram chats witnessed by Wired over the past year, a person operating as Torswats handle claimed responsibility for hundreds of false reports of bomb threats and active shootings called into schools, politicians' homes, courthouses, and religious institutions around the world. Brad Caffron's Dennis, a private investigator who works for high-profile Twitch streamers who have been swatted, has been hunting Torswats for nearly 2 years and actively helping the FBI's investigation. It's a beautiful day, he said. I'm very relieved that Tor will no longer be able to conduct his reign of terror on our schools and public officials just doing their jobs. Here's my problem with it, though. They clearly knew about him. For how long? He's 17. I'm sorry, but isn't it like what the fuck? Isn't it going to be a case of someone with far greater knowledge is just going to fill the void? Like, yeah, of course the FBI knew about him. We were aware. He was on our radar. Yeah, it's alright. I got the counter. According to records shared with Wired, Dennis engaged someone using the Torswats handle on a peer-to-peer chatting service called Tox, under the guise of ordering a SWAT in December 22. By recording his network traffic, the investigator surreptitiously captured the swatter's IP address along with the username at that time that was unknown to law enforcement. According to Dennis, in January 23, he handed the evidence to the FBI special agent in charge of Torswats' case. In emails shared with Wired, the FBI told Dennis this information was used in subpoenas sent to YouTube and Discord. Court records related to the case against the California teen have not yet been made public. That explains why I can't find them. Okay. Kathy, he is being tried as an adult. Other messages shared suggest the FBI has known the identity of Torswats, whose swatting activities were first revealed by Motherboard last April, since at least July 2023. Fuck it, I'm having some chocolate, because now I'm pissed. So any swatting, if anything had happened between July and now, that's on the FBI's heads. They executed a search warrant and seized his devices in July 23. No, that wasn't a Kit Kat. That was just a roll of chocolate from a Cadbury block. The FBI Seattle field office, which oversaw the investigation into Torswats, declined Wire's request for comment. I wonder why. This is what he. This was from one of his calls from May last year.
Hello, I am going to commit a mass shooting in the name of Satan. A voice with a fake southern accent drawled the police dispatcher in Seminole County in Florida on May 12, 2023.
The caller spoke slowly and deliberately when he told the dispatcher that he was armed with a pipe bomb and an AR-15 rifle, walking into a mosque to kill everybody he saw. The call ends with the sound of gunshots, likely sourced from a video game. You know, I could play some gunshots right. You know what? Screw it. This is how easy it could have been. Trigger warning, people. He bought new devices and continued swatting. Yep. Yeah, and we don't know if they warned the SWAT teams or not. That day, the same voice over IP phone number called threats into at least two major other mosques in Florida, according to police records obtained by Wired. That week, in a private Telegram chat, an individual operating the Torswats Telegram channel took responsibility for sending police officers scrambling to as many as 20 schools in Washington state and 4 historically black colleges and universities in Texas. Audio from 911 calls were reviewed by Wired, and interviews with local law enforcement confirm that many, if not all, of the Washington state calls were made by someone sounding like an individual associated with the Torswats account. You bastard, you shot me. Look, see, the annoying thing is, at one point he would have been hearing FBI, open up! And that's about the only time I'd be happy about that. What kind of charges is he facing? Hang on, I did cover that. Charges against a California teen include making false reports concerning the planning of a bomb or use of firearms causing law enforcement response. All charges are related to acts of terrorism showing prejudice based on race, color, ancestry, ethnicity, and or religion. You shot our sensibilities. Apologies for that. I was led to believe the phone calls to 911 were traced back to where it originates, so unless it was a burner phone, they would have had this Torswats address. They're saying that they executed a warrant on him. They knew where he lived. In at least July 2023, they knew. So I'm sorry, but everything that's happened between July and now, that's on them. Where are we? Some used a similar script referencing the AR-15 and pipe bombs. The individual's calls to Washington schools in May affected at least 18,000 students and cost taxpayers $271,000 in lost instructional time, estimates Don Beeler, CEO of TDR Technology Solutions, the company that builds school surveillance tools and tracks and analyzes costs of school threats. SWAT would have to at least look like they were proceeding as normal if they didn't want the person to get suspicious of investigation. They should, if they had the warrant, they'd already taken his devices at that stage. He should have been arrested then. If the devices had been cracked, if they knew that he was doing this, then they had probable cause for an arrest. It's not even that he was getting suspicious of the investigation. They went into his property and they took his devices. I'm pretty sure he would have been onto the investigation at that stage. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand how or why that. Anyway. Sorry, I'm just having a quick look to see whether or not I made it onto the front page of Rumble. Nope, never. Oh well. Apparently I need to go and kiss somebody else's ass, but anyway. In private Telegram chat seen by Wired, an individual behind the Torswats account described their method for carrying out the swattings. After proxying their... Oh, do I actually want to... No, it's fuck it, it's fine. It's already out there on Wired. I don't need to worry about this. It's CA, they don't even arrest killy diddlers. True. Am I House Slytherin? No, Ravenclaw. Almost like they wanted it to happen. Well... Alright. So, after proxying the network traffic through a commercial VPN, the individual would look up the school in every county they targeted using the public school review website to find each address. They would then Google a phone number for the nearest police department and use Google Voice to place calls. Whilst most of this appeared to be done on an Android device, they would occasionally use a digital soundboard on their PC to introduce gunshot sounds that appeared to be recorded from the video game Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Count needs to be 7. You sure? Alright, I'll trust you. Big news day for the FBI. Well. State and local law enforcement often feel like a swatter is doing something sophisticated, and that's just not the case, said Kevin Hendricks, a cybercrime expert and swatting investigator. I thought that was a damn near said instigator then. Swatting instigator. Is that actually playing? Yep, okay, that's fine. In November, Torswats claimed to have swatted Hendricks and his family. Hendricks declined to comment about the swatting. During a hoax call allegedly placed by Torswats and obtained by Wired that targeted La Plata High School in Charles County, Maryland, last year, the school resource officer informed the caller that he was under active investigation. "I'm never going to be caught," the caller laughed. "I am invincible." You just said effort. That doesn't count. It's got to be a full-blown Caught myself on that one. That's funny. In Florida, where the California teenager is facing state charges, swatting is a felony. Last year, 2 14-year-old boys, allegedly part of a national swatting group known as LOLSEC, were accused of calling in a mass shooting at Baker's School in Okaloosa County in November. Excuse me. The charges for one of the teens included making an electronic threat of a mass shooting, making a false report of firearms being used in a violent manner, use of a two-way communication device to facilitate a felony, and interference with school functions. In a press conference at the time, Okaloosa County Sheriff Eric Adden said the investigation into LOLSEC, which shares its name with Overlaw'd's hacktivist group, is ongoing. Oh, okay. Remember the Russian guy in GoldenEye Invincible? Last May, the FBI initiated an effort to track swatting nationwide. The National Common Operation Picture Virtual Command Center, or NCOP VCC, is a collaborative effort between local law enforcement and the FBI to track swatting activity in real time. According to the FBI, there have been over 550 swatting incidents reported to the FBI's NCOP VCC since its launch. Because reporting is voluntary, the true number of swattings across the US is likely much higher. US Senator Rick Scott of Florida introduced a bill earlier this month to expand federal charges related to hoaxes to include swatting. The proposed legislation could potentially result in a maximum penalty of up to 20 years in prison for individuals convicted of the activity. As well they should. It should be treated as an attempted murder. I have seen shorts of individuals of this. You know what? Hang on. I'll see if I can find it. Hang on. YouTube. Show more. It's a woman streamer talking about what happened when she got swatted. Here it is. I'll bring this one across here so I can. Okay.
Diagnosed PTSD from us getting swatted. I'm about to start my stream. I'm pushing the spacebar on my computer to get it to turn on, and I see a laser on my hand.
I'm trying to get the audio up. Sorry, I have no idea why it's so damn quiet.
Ludwig got.
I have diagnosed PTSD from us getting swatted. I'm about to start my stream. I'm pushing the spacebar on my computer to get it to turn on, and I see a laser on my hand. And I think to myself, is that like someone playing with a cat toy? And I turn, and now it's on my stomach.
So at this point, the police are already in her house and she has dots on her.
And I'm like, and then I look up and all I see are lights, all I see are guns, and I hear the intercom, this LAPD, come out with your hands up.
Okay, and that's all well and fine, because at this point, yeah, fine, she is the one that has to comply with the LAPD's response. Wait until you hear what happened with the swatter, though, because they're still on the phone with the police at this point.
And the world went silent for a few seconds. Like, I literally thought to myself, I'm dying. I opened the door, and I'm like, I can reason with these people.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I opened the door, I'm like, we're YouTubers, because people don't know what streamers are.
Yeah.
I said, we're YouTubers, this is a prank. They're just yelling all sorts of different directions at you, and you think anybody flinches and I'm dead. Ludwig is still streaming. My roommate calls my boyfriend, he's like, you need to end the stream.
You can't hear it? Are you serious? Oh, damn it. Why did they fuck up the audio on this so badly? Like, this is ridiculously low. I've listened to this thing 3 or 4 different times in various areas. Dots, you say, she became Indian. Fuck you, Marty.
Come outside, and so he ends the stream really quickly. The person remained on the phone. They see that Ludwig is ended his stream, and they said, I'm coming out now, I'm going to shoot.
The person on the phone doing the fake swatting literally says, I'm coming out now. As she's opening the door, I'm going to shoot. What do you think's going to happen in that instance? You could hear it. It wasn't loud, but you could hear it. Okay.
I have
So, yeah, that's some bullshit. Oh, and that's the news article for later. Hang on. There we go. But yeah, like, this is literally, that's literally something that happened during a swatting, is that this jerk-off was on the phone to the police at the time. She's already scared as shit because she's got dots from sights sitting on her, and then the dumbass says, I'm coming out, I'm going to shoot. Kind of a coincidence the kids knew when she was going to come outside. Oh, look, I don't think it was specifically... I think that it was that I think it was the fact that they shut the stream down. Was that they were like, yeah, okay. I don't think it was like specifically like second per second. It was more... They probably told them, oh, I'm coming out now. And it was like, you know, it doesn't matter if it was within a minute or so. It's like, just, it's ridiculous. So anyway, that is specifically why I think in instances like that, it should be attempted murder. Because they are legitimately trying to create a situation where someone will be shot by police. I'm sorry, it is literally death by police. But anyway. Scott says he was swatted at his home in December, according to the incident report obtained by the Washington Post. The caller claimed that he had shot his wife with an AR-15 and would blow up the house with a pipe bomb. Could be a coincidence, could be some Zeminski-style FBI drones. In a statement announcing the legislation, Scott said, "We must send a message to the cowards behind these calls. This isn't a joke, it is a crime." This isn't the same as trolling online. This is actually interfering with someone's life and potentially getting them killed. That is not the same thing. I just want to make that absolutely clear. Wait, my audio is way up now. It's unclear whether a single person operated under the Torswats name. On January 20, 2 days after Dennis, a private investigator said that Torswats had been arrested. A person using the Torswats Telegram handle who had knowledge of the previous conversations with Wired reached out. "I'm pretty sure I'll never be arrested," the individual wrote in a direct message on Telegram. "Seems ridiculous that a few bucks a month can allow someone to do crazy shit and never go to jail." And then the cop has to live with killing an innocent civilian, which would wreck his life too. Yep. Okay, so where's this legislation? Senator Rick Scott introduces legislation to crack down on swatting. Bills endorsed by the NAPO. Last month, criminals attempted a swatting of my home in Florida in a despicable act of cowardice, clearly intending to terrorize my family and inflict fear and violence. This is happening around the nation, not just to elected officials, but also to hundreds of Jewish institutions. Okay. It's sickening, dangerous, and we must stop it. I'm incredibly grateful for the work of law enforcement around our nation to keep us safe and put their lives on the line every day. They shouldn't be in danger and have their time and resources wasted because of these disgusting hoaxes. Today I'm introducing a bill to make sure the criminals who make false calls and waste law enforcement resources face serious consequences, including years in prison if someone is seriously harmed. We must send a message to the cowards behind these calls that it is a joke, not a crime. It is a crime, not a joke. When Karens think they are they are Judge Dredd. I am the law. It's not that the FBI would fuel anger against police nationwide to cause riots, right? That could never happen. That's a good point. Wasn't there a case where someone was shot and it turned out they had swatted the wrong house? Yes! Yes. No, there was another one where there was a swatting and the police went to the wrong address. It was the neighbors. Crazy Warlock, good to see you. Jacob Castro, hello. So yeah, that's just some bullshit as far as I'm concerned. Hang on, so this is the Vice article from last year. Hang on. Computer-generated swatting services causing havoc across America. As the US deals with nationwide swatting waves, Motherboard has traced much of the activity to a particular swatting as a service account on Telegram. Torswats uses synthesized voices to pressure law enforcement to specific locations.
Hello, I just committed a crime and I want to confess.
A panic-sounding man said in a police call to a department in February.
I've placed explosives inside a local school, he continued.
You did what?
I've placed explosives inside a local school.
The man said again before specifying Hampstead High School in Dubuque, Iowa, and providing its address. In response to the threat, the school went into lockdown and the police searched the school and found nothing, according to a local media report. Skynet is swatting. The bombs weren't real, but crucially neither was the man's voice. The panicked man's line sounded artificially generated according to the recordings of the swatting calls reviewed by Motherboard. It is unclear how exactly the caller generated the voice, be that some form of artificial intelligence tool or another speech synthesis program. The result, though, is that a voice that sounds very consistent across multiple calls. Sound like old school Ultron? Awesome. In fact, Motherboard has found this synthesized call and another against the Hampstead High School were just one small part of a months-long nationwide campaign of dozens, potentially hundreds of threats made by one swatter in particular, who was weaponizing computer-generated voices. Known as Torswats on the messaging app Telegram, the swatter has been calling in bomb and mass shooting threats against high schools and in other locations across the country. Keep in mind, this was April last year. The Decepticons are swatting. Torswats' connection to the wide-ranging swatting incidents have not been previously reported. The further automation of swatting techniques threatens to make an already dangerous harassment technique more prevalent. Swatting is when someone calls in a bogus threat in an attempt to direct law enforcement resources to a particular home, school, or other location. Often swatting results in heavily armed police raiding an innocent victim's home. At least one case has resulted in police killing the unsuspecting occupant. An Ohio gamer pled guilty today to conspiring to set up hoax calls to Wichita police that led to what is believed to be the nation's first death during a swatting incident. This was in 2019. Casey Viner, 19, of Ohio, pled guilty to one count of conspiracy and one count of obstructing justice. In his plea, he admitted he argued with a co-defendant while playing a Call of Duty World War II online. Viner contacted co-defendant Tyler Barris and asked him to swat gas kill at an address in Wichita. Barris was sentenced last week to 20 years in federal prison for making hoax calls to Wichita police. Police responded to the area believing they were dealing with a man who had just shot his father and was holding a family at gunpoint. In fact, Gaskill no longer lived at the address that he had given Viner and Barris. Andrew Finch, who lived at the address, came outside to face police. As he stepped onto the porch, police told him to put up his hands. When he unexpectedly dropped his hands, he was shot and killed by a police officer. In his plea, Viner admitted soliciting Barris to swat Gaskill and provide Barris with McCormick's address. Viner admitted that when he learned of Finch's death, he performed a factory reset on his iPhone in order to destroy evidence of his communications with Barris and Gaskill. Yeah, because that's not going to be kept anywhere else, is it? Thank you, Vice, for the useless explanation of what swatting is. He was set for sentencing on June 26 in that year. Both parties agreed to recommend a sentence of 2 years on federal probation, including 6 months home confinement. I'm sorry, what now? He facilitated a swatting that ended in a innocent third party's death, and he got 2 years probation with 6 months home confinement. A special condition prohibits him from taking part in gaming for 2 years. His cell phone will be subject to inspection by the US Probation Office. I think I'm gonna be sick. Like... Fuck. FBI would never get somebody a light sentence for doing a heinous crime. 6 months home confinement. Yeah, for a gamer, that's nothing. Except, to be fair, it was part of the condition was that he wasn't supposed to be gaming, although that wouldn't have stopped him. Is this the new Saw movie? No. Where are we? Torswats carried out... Hang on. Torswats carries out the threatening calls as part of a paid service that they offer. For $75, they will close down a school. For $50, they say customers can buy extreme swattings in which authorities will handcuff the victim and search the house. Torswats says they offer discounts to returning customers and can negotiate prices for famous people and targets such as Twitch streamers. They say on the Telegram channel that they take payment in cryptocurrency. In the Hampstead High School case, authorities have charged a 16-year-old who allegedly ordered the threats with making a threat of terrorism. But Torswats remains operational, publishing a steady stream of recordings of their crimes as recently as last week. This was what, April last year. Arguably, their use of synthetic voices allow them to carry out swattings at a scale with relatively little effort, while also protecting what their own voice sounds like. Motherboard has determined that Torswats' other targets include a CBD shop in Florida, a corporate headquarters of Bethesda in Maryland, intelligence companies that track extremism, and multiple private residences across Virginia, Massachusetts, Texas, California, and more. The FBI also takes swatting very seriously because it puts innocent people at risk. Oh, is that right? Is that right? Because for all your big and blustering, you literally knew who this fuckwit was for 6 months. He got grounded and no video games as his sentence. Yep. Burned said FBI Seattle was aware of the threats made against Hampstead School. These calls are dangerous to the first responders and to the victims. The callers often tell tales of hostages about to be executed or bombs about to go off. The community is placed in danger as responders rush to the scene, taking them away from real emergencies, and the officers are placed in danger as unsuspecting residents may try to defend themselves. Motherboard's reporting. Yes, it counts. I added to the tally. For anyone that doesn't know, for anyone that's come in new, hang on, let me just bring this back up. Nope, that didn't work. For anyone that's missed it, this is my new fuck counter. I'm trusting you guys to keep me honest. Hayden has a swear jar, pretty much. Motherboard's reporting on Torswats comes as something of a nationwide swatting trend spreads across the United States. In October, NPR reported that 182 schools in 28 states had received fake calls. Torswats' use of computer-generated voices also comes as the rise of artificial intelligence poses even greater risks to those that may face harassment online. In February, Motherboard reported that someone had doxed and harassed a series of voice actors by having an artificial intelligence program read out their home addresses. Motherboard has also long reported on the threat posed by deepfakes, which are artificially generated videos of people often without their consent. I'll keep you honest, but also try to get those numbers up. I got no issues with that. Graham Kennedy's Crow, yeah. Deepfakes started being used as a tool to create non-consensual pornography of specific people. Taylor Swift, anyone? Apparently something's going on with Twitter. You can't type Taylor Swift into the search bar for some reason. On the Telegram channel, Torswats has uploaded at least 35 distinct recordings of calls that they appear to have made. Torswats may have made many more swatting calls on others' behalf, though. Each file name includes a number, with the most recent going up to 170. Torswats also recently shuttered their channel before reappearing on Telegram in February. If somebody mentions bankers, does Aussie's counter automatically go up to 30? See, I know you're lying, and I know you were doing that deliberately to try and get me to up the counter. Bankers, wankers, and spankers. That works. In all 35 recordings except 2, they appear to have used a synthesized voice. The majority of the calls are made with fake male-sounding voices. Several include a woman who appears to be computer-generated. Torswats is seemingly able to change the voice, what the voice is saying, to something close to real time in order to respond to the operator's questions. This sometimes includes where are you located, what happened, and what is your name. Motherboard listened to dozens of calls uploaded by Torswats and cross-referenced them with local media reports to determine some of the impact and geographical spread of the swatters' threats. The media reports do not mention Torswats or the use of the computer-generated voice, but Motherboard was able to link multiple reported swatting incidents to the recordings uploaded by Torswats. They redacted some private information in the calls that are embedded in their piece. In this specific case, the calls to 911 were placed with an automated or synthesized voice. In other cases, Motherboard used the address in the swatting call to identify the target. One example was Sight Intelligence Group, a private intelligence company that tracks extremism. In the Torswats uploaded call, the male synthesized voice said that they are making a threat in the name of the Order of the Nine Angles. Angles or Angels? A satanic neo-Yahtzee group. It is not clear if the claimed link to the group is genuine or misdirection. In March, Sight published a report on Telegram users who offer bomb threats and swatting calls for money. Sight did not respond to a request for comment. I'm shocked that they all of a sudden, in the case of Hampstead High School, Brennan Welsh, public information officer at the Dubec Police Department, which responded to the incident, confirmed to Motherboard that an automated voice was used. In this specific case, the calls to 911 were placed with an automated synthesized voice. On a grander scale, though, this investigation comes as we believe our local student was working with another subject outside of our jurisdiction to plan to make these threats, he told Motherboard in an email. Walsh added that the Cedar Rapids FBI field office assisted the investigation and that FBI Seattle is working on a portion of the investigation as well. How is that not homicide or conspiracy to commit homicide? It's a damn good question. I genuinely believe that swatting where someone is... I genuinely believe it should be treated as attempted murder. If it is found to be a false call, if it is found to be a hoax and conspiracy, then absolutely. It should be attempted murder. So, FBI would never be affiliated with neo-Yahtzee groups. Don't know what he's talking about. Salty put out a video on that. It's very odd how well protected she is. Okay. Last month, Vice News reported that multiple schools in Pennsylvania were shut down after what were believed by authorities to be computer-generated swatting calls. It's not entirely clear if those threats were made by Torswats or another entity. In August, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene claimed to have been swatted. Well, a computer-generated voice took credit for the call, according to police report obtained by the Daily Dot. At the end of March, authorities charged a 20-year-old man, Ashton Connor Garcia, for allegedly making more than 20 swatting calls in the US and Canada. The Associated Press reported prosecutors believe that Garcia used voice over internet technology. If a parent can get charged for manslaughter for a kid, this asshole can get a murder charge. Well, I mean, he's facing charges across multiple states, so between Florida and California, I'd like to see that he's going to get something. Earlier this month, Torswat allegedly changed their tactics. They claim to have made a swatting call using their own voice. One of the first swattings I've done with my own voice in a long time, they wrote on the Telegram channel. Motherboard cannot verify if the audio does indeed contain Torswat's own voice, but the call does not appear to use a synthesized voice. In the subsequent recording that they start with much of the same script as their automated voice. I've done something really bad, I want to kill myself, they tell the operator. They then claim that they came out to their parents as a transgender woman, that they have an AR-15 and will shoot any police who respond. Forgot to cut off my laugh at the end, they wrote on Telegram. You know, I'm pre-changing it. Motherfucker! After publication of this article, Torswats deleted the audio recordings from the Telegram channel and claimed that they were stopping the service for at least 1 month. Time to dip for a bit, they wrote on the channel. Well, it didn't really change much, because for those of you that are coming in now and haven't seen it, Torswats has allegedly been arrested. facing felony charges in Florida and California. So there you go. Anyway. I mean, look, this is all a bit of bullshit, frankly, as far as I'm concerned. The whole idea of swattings, the whole idea of doing this just because you can. Not only is it dangerous, not only does it show you have a complete disregard for human life, it also, like... It makes me incredibly angry. It really does. It should be 2 as it has more impact. Nope. Nice try. It's any time that F space U space C space K appear on its own. Single instance. So yeah, there's that. They do it to get off? Yeah. That's not swearing we all have... Ew. No, Dazza. Just no. So yeah, I mean... I won't lie, I want this guy to learn what prolapse means. Oh no, that's terrible. Okay, hang on. Oh, damn it, I wanted to do my news in 60 seconds, but I don't think that I'm ready for it, so I might have to save that for another stream. But anyway, joke's on us, he's gay. Alright. So apparently, in a little bit of sad news, San Francisco's oldest toy store, which inspired Toy Story, is shutting down after 86 years due to the perils and violence of being downtown, as it becomes the latest victim of a zombie city awash with drugs, homelessness, and crime. An iconic San Francisco toy store, famed for inspiring the Toy Story movies, has been forced to close after 86 years due to the city's rampant crime and homelessness epidemic. Jeffrey's Toys shared the news this week that it would be permanently closing its doors, citing a crime wave that had left it struggling for a number of years. The store's attorney named the perils of the violence of downtown environment as a main factor driving the decision, alongside inflation, the decrease in customer spending, and the demise of retail across the world. Leadership of the City of San Francisco and the Downtown Association have their work cut out for them as to how to revitalize what was once a vibrant at San Francisco, vibrating sort of a given and fun downtown experience, said attorney Ken Sterling. The story has joined a staggering number of once profitable retailers to abandon the crime in the city. I'll be perfectly honest, I'm annoyed at myself. We should have just discussed the swatting and then I should have ended the show. I don't feel like moving on to other less poignant things is appropriate. So I feel a little bit stupid there. So I'm actually just going to put this back here and we're just going to talk for a bit. Saw the sign saying toys and had a Freudian slip, don't lie. What a crappy city. I mean, there's literally even apps to help avoid the street poop. Yeah. So, I mean, look. It is what it is. It's great that they got him. Do I think it's going to do much at all? Probably not. I mean, all this really is... People used to send food, at least that wouldn't get someone killed or injured. True. That's like organising and arranging, what do you call it? Like when people used to order pizzas to everyone, and like they'd show up and there would be 12 pizzas. Although that reminds me of the time that the kid orders a pizza through the app and the dad's like, what the See, this is going to help me. This is me working on not swearing. So, you know what, guys? Actually, what I'm going to do is, if anyone is interested, I'm going to open up the phone lines, but otherwise, I'm just going to chat, really, for the moment. I'd like to get your opinion on the swattings. I'd like to know what your thoughts are. So, I'm going to very quickly... I don't want WhatsApp. I want my VoIP cloud, user portal. Okay, so... There we go. Look at this, peeps. I'm all professional and everything now. Although the ticker, yep. So 844-235-9634 if you're in the US, or I'm gonna have to wait for it. Because I can't remember my own goddamn number at times. Swatter should have to play something like the Running Man games. People are such assholes. I went off this rock, but we are stuck in here. It was a nice try. Yeah. It's just, it's one of those scenarios where I'm just like, is this really something? What are we? 0391250542. Okay. It's only 2029 if we're lucky. Look, the whole thing about the Apophis meteorite, I'm hearing things like back and forth as to whether or not that's actually going to mean anything. So I don't know. Hang on, is there a list of people that have been swatted recently? Celebrity swatting victims by rank. Damn Daniel, a Riverside, California teen, gained infinite internet fame thanks to his white vans and a series of popular vines. Newfound notoriety came with a dark side. A case of celebrity swatting. According to police, they received a prank call that he had shot his mother with an AK-47. When the SWAT team arrived at the house, they found that the whole thing was fake. Ever since the video has gotten out there, they've received a number of what they call strange phone calls and emails, and a lot of strange things happening, so tonight was just another incident for the family. That sucks. Miley Cyrus, Ashton Kutcher, Bieber. We all know that NASA is not the best with maths. Oh. Simon Cowell, Charlie Sheen, Tom Cruise, Kris Jenner, Clint Eastwood. Damn, why would you try and swat Clint Eastwood? I'm sorry, but Rihanna, Justin Timberlake, Selena Gomez. You need to do a show and show your work? Yes, please. I would like to know. Okay, if the world really is going to end in 2029, I'd like to know. Ryan Seacrest, you kind of expect that. So, anyway. Oh. Alright, well guys. I'm going to give it another 60 seconds, and then I'm just going to toss the show, frankly. Put the police in serious danger by sending them to Dirty Harry's house? Yeah. So. Where are we? Because I had... Where else are we? Just FYI, people, I'm going to make this a regular thing as well. Probably towards the end of shows now, I'm just going to open it up so that, you know, if people want to talk, if there's any comments, thoughts, all that sort of stuff, gives a little bit more interaction. And I kind of feel like putting that behind a paywall was a little bit nasty. So, just keep in mind, it's going to be something in the future. So I'm sorry if people feel like they've been put on the spot or anything like that. But, yeah. So, alright, where are we? I don't really want to talk about the mum being arrested for having her kid out in the cold. Like, I think that's disgusting, frankly. Justin Bieber, can someone swat him? Save us having any more songs. Dazza! He was on the list of celebrity swatting victims that I just read through, so. I'll just have a quick look, see that I haven't missed anything on Twitter. Powers without warrants. Nobody wants to hear me ramble about Oklahoma not being real. Alright. Well, in that case, guys, I think I'll call it a day then. Because it's we're an hour in. I've talked about the main thing that I wanted to. So, as always, people, please remember, you are not a piece of shit. You have value and you do contribute to society. And especially thank you to everybody that's hit that like button and the bell. And, yeah, stay healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I will catch you all on the flip side. Cheers, peeps.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.